Hey, what is going on everyone? Welcome back to another video here on the Nostalgia Factor. Today guys is going to be another edition of Nostalgic Blast where we take a look at the best and worst in gaming. And today guys I wanted to cover another Yu-Gi-Oh game, this one being one I played growing up when I was a kid. Yu-Gi-Oh, specifically speaking toward Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship Tournament 2006 on the Gameboy Advance. Unlike the other Yu-Gi-Oh! Games that I've covered here on the channel in the past, this game does not really contain a story based off of any part of the anime or the manga. Rather, this is the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Game in quite some time that I've covered that doesn't try to attempt any original story, but rather tries to give you that definitive gameplay experience where you fight in the tournament against various duel monsters and assemble your own deck and duel against them in classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Style from both the original Yu-Gi-Oh! And Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, considering this came out in 2006. With that in mind, is this game worth your guys' time? Because after all, if this game doesn't have anything new to offer in terms of story, and the gameplay kind of seems samey, similar to what I said in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Spirit Color review, is this one worth checking out both as a licensed game and a Yu-Gi-Oh! Title? And the answer to that question is yes. Part of the reason why I wanted to cover this Yu-Gi-Oh! Game in the first place is because unlike a lot of the other Yu-Gi-Oh! Titles that are based off the anime or offer far more modern options in terms of dueling, along with like pendulum summons, XYZ summons, and everything else that's new within the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, this game and a lot of others like it that came out back in the day are being seemingly forgotten about. And I wanted to take this review to kind of let some of you guys know that this one actually exists as a good dueling experience. For one thing, visually speaking as a Game Boy Advance title, this game looks pretty damn impressive. Especially given the fact that when we're talking about large-scale Yu-Gi-Oh! Games nowadays, even as far back as the Nintendo DS, they're definitely a lot more impressive in terms of like the monster animations, the card spell and trap card effects, the fields, the customization of your avatar, and just the flashiness that each duel presents itself, whether we're looking at the duel runners from 5Ds, or we're looking at the new stuff like Duel Links. This game doesn't really offer a lot of that flashiness, but it does offer some pretty unique animation and a really good art style, and some pretty poppy colors and whatnot here and there. And it's mainly just a long-winded way to say that for a Game Boy Advance game and a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, which you guys would know what to expect from the card game, this game looks pretty good on the system. And the soundtrack, while it's not as noteworthy as the 5Ds titles, I don't think, for having epic tracks to listen to, whether you're in the overworld, during cutscenes, or the duel themes, which are fantastic. World Championship Tournament 2006 does offer a decent soundtrack to kind of get you pumped up to go through these duels. So visually speaking and on the music side of things, this one's a good one actually. It excels pretty well in both departments. What I want to cover on this section, and the biggest one, is the gameplay. Does the gameplay excel or really change anything from the original formula? Not particularly. This, given the fact that we're going off of the original anime and the GX seasons, the gameplay of this game is going to be pretty standard and basic. You have a 40-card deck, you buy packs from card shops, assemble your own decks, use spells and traps, summon monsters, tribute them. You guys kind of know, if you know Yu-Gi-Oh, you have a base idea. This is base level Yu-Gi-Oh as you could possibly get, along with dueling against various opponents in tournament styles, which are dual monster spirits, varying in difficulty, having different decks and strategies, and you ultimately working your way to the top of the pyramid. While there is no story to follow, there are various tournaments, very different opponents, and different strategies from the time that you can use. So while this game really doesn't innovate in the whole gameplay department, it it's good for what it is. It's kind of similar to what I said in the Spirit Caller review, in that this game doesn't really do anything new for the formula. It's base level Yu-Gi-Oh, but it works pretty well, especially for a portable title on the Game Boy Advance. It accomplishes a lot, given the fact that we're not dealing with newer hardware. So at the end of the day, concerning the gameplay of World Championship Tournament 2006, is it good? Yeah, actually the gameplay is pretty solid in this one. And again, is it samey again compared to some of the other Yu-Gi-Oh games? Yes, absolutely it is. Does it work well for a good Yu-Gi-Oh gameplay experience? Absolutely. And that is my review of a Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship Tournament 2006 on the Game Boy Advance. Thank you guys for checking out this video today. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comment section down below if you've actually experienced and played it. Once again, I was expecting to have a little bit more to cover with this title, but at the end of the day, it's a good game. It's a good Game Boy Advance game, but it's just a simple Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel simulator. But it's still one I recommend you guys check out. But if you've actually played it or you have some thoughts on it, let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to see if some of my fellow Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans or players have experienced this one. If you did enjoy the review, give it a like. It really does help out the video, and the support's always appreciated. And if you guys want to catch future video game reviews, creator collaborations, collection videos, unboxings, and all the other retro gaming content we do here on the channel, subscribe if you want to keep up with that. Otherwise, thank you guys for checking this out as always. Until next time, this has been Ryan from the Nostalgia Factor saying, keep on gaming.